Hey friends! I just had to pop on here and share something super exciting with you. At least it's exciting to me. Do you take time to celebrate your wins? The stuff that you have been dreaming about doing, you're working hard towards, and then you actually make it to a milestone that you've been trying to achieve. Well, one of those milestones for me just happened yesterday. I had a goal to read my Bible every single day. I wanted to read it from start to finish. Yesterday, I just finally finished the last chapter of Revelations. So fun, so awesome. I don't know if you're a person of faith. That's okay if you're not. Maybe you'll still get something out of this. But I just had to pop on here and tell you how excited I was that I accomplished that goal. And share with you the story of how I even got there. Because I don't know if you can relate, but that's not where I used to be. Where I used to be to just accomplishing that goal is such a drastic difference. And I have a hunch that maybe you can relate to where I used to be. Where I used to be, well, have you ever been afraid? Have you ever been maybe even embarrassed that people would find out something out about you that you beat yourself up for? That's where I was. That's where I used to be when it came to reading my Bible. Prior to finding my coach, I wasn't reading my Bible every day. It was a jumbled mess to me. Even though I loved my God and I had grown up in the church, I could never remember which person went to which story, let alone the details that went with that story. I could remember the major events, like, okay, there was Noah and he had an ark and there was 2 of every kind of animal, but who else was on the ark? I don't know, I can't remember. And what else happened? Couldn't remember. Couldn't tell you. Can you relate to that? Well, that's where I used to be. And I was embarrassed that anybody would find out. I constantly felt not good enough, and I compared myself to other people who seemed to know more. I was terrified of being judged for the thoughts that went through my head at times. I was confused about so much. But then something changed. When I found my coach, it was like a beautiful picture book suddenly dropped into my lap. The Bible changed to me. Have you ever seen one of those picture books where, like, you open it and it's like got all of these things that just suddenly pop up and fly up and they do different things and they interact and all these like structures like open up and cascade around each other? They're amazing, right? And you're like, how did that even do that? That's what it was like for me. I want you to picture this. It was like one of those pop-up books like that were fun and easy to follow. That's what my Bible became. With excitement, I'd open each page and marvel at what would flow out, the intricacies of the details, elated to turn the page to see what would happen next. The characters and stories finally came to life as I no longer was just reading a book. I was interacting with it. I was touching it. I was smelling it. It was as if, at times, it was having just as much fun interacting with me. A story I wanted to not just read once, but pick up again and again. I wanted to understand how it worked, how they made it, and why they did what they did. I wanted not just to read it and marvel at it. I wanted to dissect it and study it, leaving me wondering, now every time I read something within it, wait, if I do that and do what they did, Could I make something beautiful like this too? Wait, would this work for me if it worked for them? It was as if I didn't just have a book now, not a story, but an instruction manual. One that I couldn't wait to become the master of. Have you ever dreamed of your Bible becoming like that to you? Well, now that same book helps me help you. Have you ever felt embarrassed too? Have you ever felt disconnected to his word or to him? Has the Bible just felt too big and too hard to understand? I get it. I've been there, and there is no judgment here. But if you can relate to that, send me a message. I would love to talk to you.